Hey guys, welcome to your December week 3 midweek astrology report. We have some interesting vibes playing out today. On one hand, today is a day where we have an exact Sun Neptune square going on in the sky. This is not the day for decisions. This is not the day for making deals or making commitments. Things may be a little bit blurry. We may be a little bit disoriented or confused. Physical energy is likely to be quite low, and there's a good chance that we are just not seeing things truly as they are, lacking clarity in one capacity or another. Now, on the other hand of things today, there's also an energy coming in today and tomorrow this week, aside from the Sun Neptune square, that is about being at the right place at the right time, fated, destined conversations and interactions, and learning things that really are important for our future somehow. The pieces coming together, finding a missing piece of the puzzle, learning something that activates something that leads to something else, sequences of events being activated through the meetings and the conversations and the general ongoings this week and following through into the weekend. So on one hand, we don't want to jump to conclusions about things. We don't want to make big decisions or, take serious risks or make real commitments in this energy, but we do want to be very observant of what is going on, and we want to be very open to whatever we may be learning from the people that cross our paths today and the situations that we find ourselves in. So interesting energy as we have it playing out. Let's look at this chart more specifically, see how things are coming together for us and what we may be able to expect in our experience on the ground today. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me till the end of the report, we're also going to be talking about a collective tarot reading that I have done for the day as well, because I like to tap the field from more than one modality just to get a better, more well-rounded overview of what is playing out for us on an energetic level, and perhaps some advice or guidance that we can use to make the most out of our experience. So we're going to do that too. You don't want to miss that, but we're starting with the astrology, and we're really, if you guys caught my December overview, where I sort of broke down the month of December week by week, I was talking about how week 3 of December we're sort of like coming out, remember, of this very powerful full moon in Gemini that we had that was in an exact conjunction to Mars, which really likely sparked some issues, some interpersonal issues perhaps that we've been navigating since the full moon happened last week. But I was saying that this third week of December, following that energy, we're sort of maybe perhaps feeling in like this fog of war a little bit, considering Mars is the war planet, the fire planet, and a lot of conflicts may have arisen with that full moon that we just had. And it's like, as we're going through week 3 and we have the Sun and Neptune square building and coming into effect as it is today, midweek this week, it is putting us in a place where we are just needing to sort of process some things that have gone on. We may feel like things have been in like somewhat of a whirlwind over this past couple weeks, over this past Sagittarius cycle as well. And this Neptune square Sun energy, one of the things it does, first of all, is it really lowers our energy levels, because Neptune dissolves things. It washes them away. Neptune is the Lord of the sea. And when we're talking about Neptune in the square to the Sun, which is our vital life force, right? It's what makes us grow. It's what makes us thrive. It's our spirit. It's what makes us feel alive. Coming into the harsh aspect, the square with Neptune, which dissolves things and erodes things and washes them away. This has a tendency just of dissolving or breaking down, eroding our like physical energy levels a little bit. Today is a good day if you can to sort of take the day off, maybe not really engage in extra hard physical labor, especially take an extra nap, meditation, like just vegging out, sort of watching movies and stuff. That's like a very Pisces Neptune type of thing, and kind of just like allowing ourselves to be in our imagination, be in our daydreams, be in our fantasy land a little bit. This is what the energy kind of like seeks to do when we have significant Neptune aspects playing out, especially in relation to the Sun. But Neptune also is like where we hide from things and escapism and avoidance. And we're talking about the Sun in the sign of Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is what? Sagittarius is the truth. Sagittarius is our belief. Sagittarius is freedom. Sagittarius is expansion. So the sun in Sagittarius wanting truth, wanting to expose truth, wanting people to, have an opportunity to see things from a higher perspective and really expanding the flow of information and stuff right now as well, with Mars also in the sign of Gemini retrograde. This could be bringing up some situations where we just find ourselves or people in our lives looking to escape reality, hide from the truth, disappear from a situation, stick our head in the sand. Like, this is the type of thing that we're likely to see today and tomorrow in the context of having to face like the more harsher realities that may simultaneously be exposing themselves to us right now, especially also in this Mars retrograde in Gemini period and this Sagittarius cycle, which has been all about the truth as well. And then we've had this full moon, right? So I feel like this third week, especially midway through the week, as we have this Neptune Sun square coming into effect, we could be really just wanting to escape, just wanting to avoid the confrontations or the conflicts that perhaps that we've been dealing with, sweep it under the rug and sort of just like check out of reality. So if you feel, that's where you're at today, or people around you seem to be going through that, it's just the vibe. But we have to remember with Neptune is also rules illusions, and a lot of these feelings that are arising may also be accompanied by feelings of discouragement or depression. Neptune is also idealism, so there may be a very it may be very like staring us in the face this week, where we feel like we're falling short in terms of our own personal ideals for our life, like where we're at as opposed to like where we would like to be or where we see ourselves. And this could really be bringing up some feelings of discouragement or depression as well. But as I was saying, Neptune rules illusions, and it's not real, okay? There's a definite element. It's so interesting because, like, on one hand, these Mercury aspects that I'm going to be talking about that are really being set off by the moon this week, the moon in Virgo, seeking facts, seeking details, seeking like clear, linear, logical, rational explanations for things, is making these like faded aspects. And there's also going to be some Mercury Uranus aspects going on that are awakening us to something and that are kind of waking us up and snapping us out of it and really like bringing solutions or just epiphanies, flashes of insight about stuff is likely to be coming to us. But it's also like in the context of this Neptune square. So it could be very hard, honestly, this week. Moving towards the weekend, it's not going to be like this so much. This energy, like I said, is going, it's things like appearing to be real that aren't. It's false appearances. It's this state of like illusion that we're in and not seeing things clearly. So a lot of these more negative feelings that we may be experiencing or this low energy and stuff, like this is the illusion. This is the distortion. This is not the actual truth. Now, like I said, we are going to be having this information coming in. We're going to be having these Mercury Uranus aspects that are going to be bringing us the truth as we move actually towards the end of the week. We're also going to have the sun come into a conjunction with the galactic center, which is also an energy about bringing some pretty like profound and sweeping truths. And then the sun is going to come into a square with Jupiter as well. And this is also about exposing some type of truth or seeing the bigger picture or gaining a sense of clarity. So we're going in that direction. It's just the Sun-Neptune square that could perhaps have us in a state of like fog or uncertainty or confusion that's not actually real, based on false images appearing to be real that are sort of maybe shaking us a little bit. We probably kind of been feeling this over the first couple days of this week, and now Wednesday, here we are, and this energy is coming exact. So we have that going on. But as we head towards the weekend, you guys, I don't think that this is going to be something that we're still struggling with. I feel like we're going to have a much better idea of whatever it is that was maybe eluding us a little bit as we started our week. So we have this Neptune Sun square going on. That's a big aspect of things. Now, the other aspect of things that we have playing out today is brought to us by the moon. So we've got both luminaries making aspects today that are our feature focus, our highlight in our energetic blueprint playing out. The sun is square to Neptune, but now we also have the moon right now enters the sign of Virgo today, where it will form a trine to Venus in Capricorn, and then we'll move and start forming a trine to Mercury in Capricorn, who is in a near exact trine to the North Node in Taurus today. So what is this doing for us, you guys? Throughout the day, we are building towards a grand Earth trine, okay, that is featuring the moon, our emotions, Mercury, our mind, and the North Node, which is the destiny point, the lesson plan, the next phase of growth, where, we're being karmically pulled to, because that is the direction that is going to teach us the lessons that help us to evolve and expand our soul in alignment with the unfolding cosmic blueprint and our personal natal charts at this point in time. So there's a destiny activation that is facilitated by a mental and emotional alignment that is also building into the energy today. And that's why it's a little bit weird, because it's like, we know, it's like we know on an emotional level, you guys. Like, it's like we know on a gut-based level, we know on an intuitive level what we need to do, the direction that we need to go, where we're feeling called, but simultaneously we're questioning it, we're doubting it, we're failing to see, our ability to actually make it happen or to trust the process generally. Remember, the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. This is about trust. And Neptune, Pisces, Neptune in his home sign of Pisces, this is about spirituality in the spirit world. And there's this, element about being able to trust ourselves, or to trust God, or to trust the path ahead, or to trust the plan, or to, trust our own like spiritual guidance, or our own intuition as well, being in the sign of Pisces, like our intuitive hunches and our ability to connect to the divine, and like our internal compass and stuff like that. Like that could be an element of the illusion that we're under right now, in terms of whether or not we can truly trust our own judgment, whether or not what we've been thinking about ourselves, or what we've been feeling intuitively called to in alignment with like a personal truth as well, is actually true, or whether we're just totally delusional. That's another way that this energy could be playing out. Like it could be making us feel crazy. Like it could be making us feel like we've just been totally off course in like the context of where our intuition has been guiding us, or the personal truths that we've also been discovering at this point in time, and the changes that we've been wanting to make to our life as a result of that. Like these are the type of things that could be coming up and throwing us for maybe like a little bit of a distortion or a loop, or making us feel kind of low or bad about ourselves in this energy. But the thing is, Mercury, the mind, the moon, the emotions, this alignment, this facilitated and assisted alignment in the grand earth trine. Earth trines, you guys, grand earth trines make things happen. When there's energy and planets playing out in earth signs, this is the earth, this is the ground, this is the physical, tangible plane, this is the 3D reality, this is the manifestation energy. The moon, Mercury, and the North Node in a grand trine in earth signs tells us there's a very good possibility that we know what we need to do next. Like I said, it's just a matter of getting out of our own way, not doubting ourselves, not allowing ourselves to be pulled into an illusion or a distortion about our personal truth and what we've discovered right now, and having the strength and the courage and the confidence in ourselves to go in that new direction. But I'm telling you guys, this is not going to be a problem. The fog is going to lift, the mist is going to clear, and we're going to have a fire that is being lit under us to pursue what we may be questioning about ourselves, or about our situation, or about our capabilities, or whatever, moving into next week, when Jupiter, ruling the sign of Sagittarius, re-enters Aries, the sign of the self. This is really going to spark that personal courage and motivation and incentive and desire and passion and willpower and strength to take some initiative, to assert ourselves, to take some action, to set ourselves free from whatever's been holding us back from pursuing like our independent personal truth. This is where we're going to come next week. But right now, we really may be sort of caught in our own mind, state of self-delusion again, questioning, unsure of our own judgment, of our own self clouded. But today, moving into tomorrow, as this Neptune aspect separates, and we're also, like I said, it's not just that we have this grand trine in Earth that is going to be playing out throughout the day, later throughout the day today. We start with the moon in early Virgo. The first aspect the moon will make is a trine to Venus. So the moon in Virgo trining Venus in Capricorn, there's a desire today. Again, it could be a frustrating day, you guys, because there's this desire for order and organization and like rationality and like logical streamline like things happening in a specific way. We're talking about Venus in Capricorn likes a plan, likes like a rigid structure, likes things to happen according to a certain order, likes to be organized, likes to be, focused, likes to be concentrating in to the point, and does not like Neptune energy. Sun square Neptune energy, Sagittarius and Pisces, this is a very, very oppositional and contradictory vibe than what the moon in Virgo trining Venus in the sign of Capricorn are actually wanting. Venus is our desires, the moon is our emotion. We're wanting to be grounded. We're wanting to get the facts and have the details and dot our I's and cross our T's. But Sun square Neptune, this could not be a more like oppositional energy. This is total lack of organization and streamlined manner and like focus and being able to like put our nose to the grindstone. This energy actually like breaks down our ability to be productive. And so it could be honestly like kind of a frustrating day where we are really seeking to figure things out and understand what's going on and get organized and fix things up and rearrange things in a way that is more comforting to us. But we may just be like kind of all over the place and just very unmotivated at the same time. So this could definitely be bringing up a bit of a like inner struggle. But then again, like I said, after the moon makes the aspect to Venus, the moon will move on and will begin to build into this grand trine in Earth with Mercury and the North Node, right? But then over like as we get into the evening, overnight tonight, and building into tomorrow, this is actually the energy that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. We've got another grand trine in Earth that is pending between a couple of the same planets, the moon and Mercury, but also now we're going to be talking about Uranus. Uranus is the planet, the third planet that is filling out this grand trine. So we're going today from this energy, the mental and emotional alignment with what we need to do next, what is in alignment with our path of growth going forward, and more fated or destined or divinely timed or divinely aligned interactions or conversations, or things sort of just making themselves known to us, or feelings that are arising within us that are sort of guiding us at this point in time that we may be in a state of confusion or disorientation about. But then Uranus tomorrow, Uranus is the great awakener, right? We're gonna get woken up. Like, whatever we're confused about, whatever we're unsure about, whatever we're disoriented about or delusional about in regards to our own self or in regards to our own path ahead at this point in time, we're likely to be really shaken out of that tomorrow when this grand trine in Earth hits Uranus. So then it will be the mental and emotional fusion, yes, but with the great awakener, flashes of insight, figuring something out. Not a great day to make choices and decisions today, like I said, but by the time we get to the end of the day tomorrow, you may have a much better idea of what you're going to do about some type of situation. So an emphasis though today all the way around on gaining information or important meetings, connections, or conversations, deals, financial deals happening. But I would not personally be involved in making deals or financial deals or commitments when the sun is square Neptune, because that honestly can have a tendency of things ending in disappointment because Neptune breaks things down, right? But it could also be, with Mars retrograde right now, information or messages or conversations that are coming up about financial deals or negotiations or deals generally, or commitments or something that have happened in the past that are coming back up now, that we're seeing in like a new context or from new information or in a new light that is changing things for us somehow, changing North Node, right? The trajectory that we're wanting to move going forward and bringing things into a different context for us somehow, that we may be really shifting some things for us in a big way as we move into this Uranus Mercury moon trine tomorrow. Like I said, I would not make a deal today, but there could be something significant about the interactions that we're having, about whatever type of information is coming to us, perhaps what we're learning, or there could also be a very strong desire. We can't, understate the tendency for Neptune harsh aspects to really just cause big escapism, like really wanting to avoid or escape from some type of necessary conversation. Or like, this is also the type of energy where you've got like some type of meeting or some type of plan that you just like really don't want to do, and so you come up with any Any explanation possible to not have to be there. Neptune and square to the sun, you guys, this is also an energy that can provoke lying and deception, deceit, manipulation. We don't want to be, it's like deviousness, you know what I mean? Like, at any means necessary, I will get out of this situation. Like, that is very strong, the vibe today as well. So be on the lookout, you guys. I would be extra observant today and just pay close attention to, how people are acting and what people are saying, and just make sure, that nobody is really trying to be like deceptive or to sell you something that's not accurate that you are then going on and making a choice or a decision about. Want to be very careful about that, but we also don't want to be the ones out here spinning fables in order to sort of move things in our favor today, because honestly, there's a very good chance in this energy that you will get caught, that you will get found out, because it's a square too. Squares break things down, and we're talking about the sun in Sagittarius, which is about the truth. So, it's a day for exposing lies and deception and just shady business, underhanded things that have gone on generally, especially in regards to narratives that have persisted for a long period of time. But it's also a day where people are actively engaging in just that and trying to project an illusion or a fantasy, we'll put it that way, in order to avoid something or get out of something, or specifically keep a truth from coming out as well. Or the truth and deception, these are the themes, right? We're talking about Pisces. This is illusion and deception and distortion. We're talking about Sagittarius. This is truth and freedom to speak the truth and expansion. So something to do with distortion, confusion, illusion, escaping, avoiding. Avoiding the truth. That's what it's coming down to, regardless of how it's playing out. So, overall, low energy day. Again, don't be down on yourself if you're just not having the normal get up and go, you know what I mean? Or you kind of feel like you need to take a day off from the gym or something. A good day to do it. We really shouldn't overly push ourselves when this energy is present like this, because it can the sun rules our vitality, you guys, and it can cause illness and stuff like that too if we are overexerting ourselves when we have this type of energy present. And again, we may feel foggy, just disoriented, confused, discouraged, down on ourselves, we're not living up to the expectations that we have for ourselves, disappointed, disillusioned, or just unclear about the validity or the seriousness of whatever we are hearing or whatever we are learning. Trying to process a lot, kind of a large divide right now, or just even a blurry line, either way, between fact and fiction, fantasy and reality. It may be really hard for us to decipher which is which, and we may be seeing the truth today through a lens that is very distorted and unclear, and considering whether or not some element of rose-colored glasses or idealism could potentially be the real thing. So we just want to watch ourselves today, be careful with that. Don't make decisions, wait on the info you need and it will come. I'm telling you, with this North Node energy, Grand Trine, Earth signs, Mercury, Moon, moving into this Uranus energy tomorrow, Grand Trine, Earth signs, Mercury, Moon. Something's coming, and it's likely when Uranus hits this trine tomorrow between Mercury and the Moon, we could be spontaneously, unexpectedly, even shockingly find ourselves having conversations or in situations that we wouldn't have anticipated, but just impulsively in the moment are coming up, and they are really rearranging things for us in a way that feels much more authentic, or activating something within us that we know is the direction that we're supposed to be moving. So very interesting to see, what's going to play out through the course of the rest of this week. But with Mercury and the Moon in the trine, you will know because it will feel right, okay? That is the guidance this week when it comes to decision making. You will know because it will feel right in your gut, okay? Let's talk about the Sabian symbols real quick. First of all, it's interesting also, we have the sun today coming to 23 degrees of Sagittarius. That Sabian symbol is a group of immigrants as they fulfill the requirements requirements of entrance into a new country. So getting ready, preparing to make moves, to literally create a whole new life for ourselves in like an entirely different way than maybe we've experienced in the past. And also, you know, if we're looking at things just on their literal surface level, this could also be putting an emphasis on immigration or immigrants somehow in the news, in the media, in the context, you guys, of the Sun Neptune square, and distortions or wanting to hide from the truth or not expose the truth, or projections that have not been truthful or something in some type of capacity along the lines of immigration as well, with the Sun specifically at this degree today. So that is something that we could also see. The Earth today is at 23 degrees of Gemini. That Sabian symbol is 3 fledglings in a nest high in a tree. So just as the first symbol was talking about fulfilling the requirements for entrance into this new country, 3 fledglings high in a nest in a tree, this is also sort of, you know, making sure that we're prepared and we have all the necessary skills before we are launching out into this new world, before we are flying from the nest and going and like seizing the day of our new reality, before the birds take flight and become their own independent birds. These fledglings, gaining perspective, strengthening, preparing, educating ourselves, learning, observing. This is the vibe today, I feel like, in the context, again, of this less clear energy that is potentially coming through. Like literally, we're talking about fulfilling the requirements for entrance, like preparing, making something happen, making sure, checking off our checklist, making sure that, you know, everything is right and everything is ready. And 3 fledglings in a nest high in a tree, same thing, making sure that we're prepared, that everything is ready, that we're strong, that we have the right, correct understanding, and we know what we're doing before we're taking action and actually entering this new country or flying off on our own. We also have Mercury today at 12 degrees of Capricorn, a student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of life. So finding out about little known aspects of life verbatim, this information, these conversations could be coming to us today that are revealing secrets, bringing to our attention perhaps things that we've overlooked, things that we haven't understood, things that we had never considered before, all of a sudden coming into the forefront of our awareness and making some type of significant impact that is changing things or pushing us in a certain direction that we're feeling, you know, guided by, in terms of this mental and emotional alignment that we have going on as well. That's the position of Mercury. And then the position of Mars as well. Mars has retrograded back to 14 degrees of Gemini. That Sabian symbol is bridging physical space and social distinction. 2 men communicate telepathically. So this emphasis also on connectivity, information traveling between people through the airwaves, people being on the same vibe, people being on the same frequency, things being said without necessarily, you know, needing to use the words specifically to say them. And just communication, being on the same page, getting what somebody else, picking up what somebody else is putting down, you know what I mean? There could be like some type of emphasis going on with this as well, which also makes sense with this air trine playing out, like some type of conversation or connection or interaction that maybe puts us on the same page as someone else, or we're seeing something, or we're figuring something out, or a union is coming together, like an alignment and divine alignment. Like, and remember, we're still in this 222 year, and there are still these divine unions and these soul connections that are trying to come into fruition as well, as a result of our own personal like vibrational recalibration that's been going on during this time as well. So lots of emphasis energetically and symbolic emphasis as well going on in terms of messages, information, communication, meeting of the minds, like in a way that is facilitating a necessary sequence of events that is leading to a trajectory of growth and evolution, the path ahead unfolding before us based on whatever may be presenting in the energy over the course of today or tomorrow. And, you know, it's not necessarily like going to be something huge. Like it could just be something little, or it could be a conversation that we overhear, or it could be just some random video on our YouTube feed that, you know, opens our eyes to something or something like that. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be this like massive thing, but it's just something that is impacting our mind in such a way that is rearranging our thought process to gear us in a direction that is going to lead to unlocking something within us personally, actually. Because remember, this is a process of universe nudging us all through a hero's journey that is synonymous to self-actualization, as we are on a quest to rise into our true potential and to unlock our personal destinies as we go through this paradigm shift towards the age of Aquarius. So really, you guys, that's what I have to say about the energy as it's playing out today. Interesting day. Again, there could be these frustrations that are surfacing. We could be kind of just like internally irritated, struggling a little bit to grasp the truth of a situation, or to have a conversation with somebody that may be trying to avoid or to hide from a situation. We may be lacking a necessary piece of information to know what to do at this point in time. There's a million ways that this could play out, but these are just some potentials, and this is just the general vibe of how this energy is presenting. Let's talk about the tarot now, you guys. Interesting message coming through in terms of the tarot reading that we have presenting today as well. Emphasis on, again, like, all right, first card we have coming out is this Eight of Swords, which if you look at this card is about being in a mental prison, okay? And this is reminding me today of this Sun square Neptune energy and not really sure, in a prison of our own thoughts, because we may be seeing things from a more distorted perspective that is undercutting our true potential and where we're actually at right now. Now, the next two cards that we had coming out were the Five of Swords in reverse, followed by the King of Pentacles. So it's really like, I feel like, again, this is talking about, we're in this state today that could be more of a mental prison type scenario where we are unable to really truly see the truth of our power, the truth of our potential, the truth of our abundance, as a result of some type of self-sabotaging thoughts that are going on. And with the Five of Swords in reverse, I feel like this is literally talking about, like, we need to not take whatever mindset might be coming to us today, or whatever ways that we're feeling like discouraged or depressed, too seriously. And we shouldn't shut ourselves in and define our reality by those thoughts, because, if we can just let go of these just more negative self-sabotaging thoughts today, right underneath that is our potential, is our personal power. And we don't need to let a negative mindset interfere with our goals and our trajectory and our direction, and the sense of self-empowerment also that we have been cultivating throughout this Sagittarius cycle, and definitely will continue to cultivate moving into the Capricorn cycle. Now, the next card that we had coming out was the Five of Wands in reverse. This is another card talking about a need to sort of like step away from inner conflict and self-sabotage. And then we've got the Four of Cups in reverse under that, which is talking about not neglecting to see the opportunities that are coming to us, followed by the Six of Pentacles. And then we actually also had the Eight of Pentacles in reverse on the back of the deck. Now, when we're talking about like just the way that these cards are coming out, to me, it's really actually explaining a need to have some like self-accountability right now in a lot of ways, and to not allow whatever, again, like more negative feelings that we may be dealing with in this energy to shut down the processes of moving towards our goals that we've been working towards at this point in time. There could be just some conflicting ideas coming through, again, a very like steep or wide divide between where we're perceiving ourselves and where we want to be, like what our ideals are. We really need to be careful about being like overly idealistic. And it really is an energy also that is trying to balance things out. Like I said, as we get through this week and as we head towards next week, we're going to be feeling re-inspired. We're going to be feeling powerful again. We're going to be seeing our value. We're going to be seeing our potential. We're going to be having the courage to like take some initiative or to assert ourselves or to start moving forward forward in a direction that is in alignment with our personal truths, but we just can't allow ourselves to get caught up in the distortion right now. This message is talking about a need to let go of self-sabotaging thoughts and feelings and like passions and emotions, anywhere we're really down on ourselves. I feel like this is telling us this is what keeps us in this like mental prison today, or maybe contributing to our more just negative outlook generally. But we need to remember we are in a process of rebalancing, and we're moving in a positive direction, and we just can't give up on our goals. We can't give up on our plans. We can't give up on where we want to see ourselves at the end of the day. And we need to remember that, you know, we may feel sort of like throwing in the towel, like we don't want to do the work right now, or like we just don't have the energy to persist or to move forward or to get things done in the same way that we usually do. Again, we might just feel like very caught up. This energy, like this whole reading is basically just saying we could feel real caught up today and be really down on ourselves and feel like there's not any point in maybe continuing doing what we've been doing, but it's because we're losing sight of the King of Pentacles that we are when we're not in this state of like self-delusion. And universe wants us to continue to work towards our goals and realize that things are gonna be balanced out, and this is not the way that we're gonna be feeling moving forward and towards next week. So that's what I have to say in terms of the tarot message as it's presenting today, you guys. Let's grab one more card now. Synchronicity card, God, Spirit, Universe. We have one card coming out right there, and it says, hilarious, it says dream, which is the theme when we have Neptune aspects that are our significant energy playing out. It says dream and shout for joy, all ye who are upright in heart. Psalms 32:11. Your biggest joy will be in the knowledge that you have overcome setbacks and disappointments. That is exactly what we're talking about. We may be feeling like we're in disappointment or we're in discouragement today, but we are moving out of that energy that is not real, that will not last. We are moving towards our King of Pentacles, and it's going to be beautiful. Be persistent, believe in your dreams, and continue going forward. God does not give us a dream without also giving us the means to attain that dream. So right now, with this square, we may be struggling with some setbacks or some disappointments, but we can't lose sight of our dreams. We can't lose sight of our truth. We can't abandon our goals, right? With the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, talking about the King of Pentacles, like we can't stop working towards where we want to be and what we know that we're truly capable of, and our fire is going to be coming back, you guys. So no worries. That's what I have to say today. A message from the stars, a message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Just hit that subscribe button right down below. I really appreciate it. It's totally free. It will only take you a second. Thank you guys so much. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social medias in my description box below. If you're into any of that, leave me comments, you guys. I really, truly appreciate your comments. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you, and your presence truly means so much to me. Thank you guys again. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. Like I said, we're going to be navigating this grand Earth trine that's coming in between Moon, Mercury, Uranus. Could be some surprising information or just some very like interesting rearrangements that are happening tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you then, guys. Have a beautiful day. And until tomorrow, bye.